Good morning, my friends. This is Bill Morrow again. Welcome to another episode of Frustrated to Freedom. And by now, you know the whole procedure, but things change slightly as we go along. Obviously, during learning, things do get modified and changed, some quite dramatically. But as it is, we're on our way. Right, today's episode is episode number 56 and it's entitled New Way of Living. Now, we go into all of these things, and what we're getting to the stage now is the new way of living is we're dealing with specialized knowledge. All of this to control the actions that are happening in our minds, specialized knowledge. Personal experience, it's now reacting back on you, personal experience, and the final bit of it is observation. Observation, you've got to keep your mind alert, and in the same factor, all of the other senses are alert as well. Your mind, then you're writing your notes, you're thinking, touch comes into it, sight, hearing, all of these specific things are all coming into our system now. So this is the personal experience. Now, as always, no one else can do this for you. This is something that's entirely up to you, the way you specifically go on and get the knowledge from the books, from the teaching, from the experience of talking to other people, associating with other people. This is where your experience and everything else is coming from. Now, we've got to the stage in the program where I'm putting an additional section into the details below. And the section is called Critical Facts. Now, if some salient points are brought out specifically about today's effort, today's knowledge, critical facts, I'll put it in there just to jog your memory again. You've listened to it, now you read it. And then all of this goes into the blog as well. So you can also follow it up where there'll be more details, because I never write things exactly the same. The brain's always tweaking and turning, so therefore the way I put things down will be different. There'll be little extra knowledge, little extra bits of information in there. At the moment, I was just working out last night, I have read and worked on 36 books. 36 books relating to the mind, the senses, hypnotherapy, and all the different aspects of the mind and mindset. 36 books. Now, from these, I've got details, I've got information, and this is the whole lot of information I'm giving over to you. And at the moment, we're processing, we're about I know, I can't remember now. I think we're around about 25 books. Don't worry about it. The whole point about it, things will change from one book to the other. They all follow a similar sequence, but they do not work exactly the same. So some of the books we've had now, we've actually discarded the theories and thoughts in them. Now we've gone on to different ways, and now we're following the teachings of Napoleon Hill in this respect, the bloke who interviewed 500 businessmen and women to get his information of how they succeeded in business. And this is it. Now, the one thing he brought together was that general knowledge itself is useless in accumulating wealth. You can't say you went to a posh school, you have a couple of certificates, and then you stand on the street corner and wait for the money to come in. No. Stand there long enough and someone will cart you away. Because the idea of getting information is then to allow you to go on to then hone a skill with that information to enable you to work the process to get the job done. So just having general knowledge is not going to get you there. You have general knowledge, then you go on and you get the skills that are required, wherever it might be. Okay, you could be a doctor, you could be a financial wizard, something like that, or in our case, internet marketers. There we have it. So you then have the knowledge, now you hone the skill to become, and that adds value to everything you do. So value is what you're adding. So when you give information to people, when you do things, you've added value to that. And the whole lot applies in that respect. So going for the skill is what we're doing in relation to internet marketing. And then you go from there and using the other skills we have regarding the mental process gets us in the right position. So the thought process, writing down your dreams and your thoughts and what you have already acquired and what you're already doing. I've already got my £100,000 per week. I'm already earning that. That's what I told him. And then the same thing with this. The next stage is you now picture that. As well as just saying it out loud, you then, this is the subconscious we're dealing with, you now picture the whole process in your mind. And the stronger the picture is, the better it is. The stronger the picture, the better the process is going to be. So that's what we got to do now. We got to go through that process of reading out what we have attained, what we have achieved, and then picture that in the mind. And that is the process we have today. So it's a new way of living. And this is the process we got to. So everything we do relates to our future. Even more so because we are honing our skills. We're honing our mind to think on the process. And life is for living to the full. And that's what we do. We don't hang around doing nothing. We live it. All the best, my friends. See you tomorrow.